Landlords, probably something for you guys to think about very seriously. As a former landlord to current landlords out there, if you're smart, you'll start selling off these properties as quickly as you can.
And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. In that brief clip there, we'll hear what that gentleman's talking about on why you should sell all your properties. We'll take a look at that before the end of this video, so make sure you watch it to the end. Before we get to any of that, getting straight into it, Bitcoin had smashed 42,000 today. This is massive. There's a lot of euphoria in the market. The market's getting very greedy, so keep that in mind. The SEC is also actively working with Bitcoin ETF applications to get them over the line, and they are filing updates after each round of discussions. Most applicants have filed multiple updates so far. So this seems that there has to be an approval any day now. It's sooner rather than later. But is it going to be this week, next month? It's around the corner. Hope your bags are packed. Another update. This is major news. Qatar wants to get in the game. This is coming from Max KEISER. Max normally doesn't give you any type of flub reporting, but he's stating that there's rumors of Qatar's sovereign wealth fund that wants to enter into the Bitcoin market and will be interested in purchasing up to 500 billion worth of Bitcoin. You heard that right, 500 billion. So looking at the Bitcoin crypto market cap, that's almost its entire market cap, 818 billion. That is almost doubling the market cap. What would this do to the price overnight? Another update. This is the stock to flow. One example of it. Is this what's going to happen after the next halving in April of next year? Is 500 the sort of the middle threshold where Bitcoin's always been going around? 500 after 2012, 5,000 after 2016, 50K after 2020. Will it be 500K after 2024? There's a lot of money sitting on the sideline, and this could be what's in the cards. You cannot discount this without having some exposure to the asset. Hodl strong. And then we've showed you this chart. This is total 3 minus USDT divided by Bitcoin. It's in this falling wedge. We've been reporting on this, and we came up and hit our head right on this 20 moving average, and we've been rejected over the past few weeks. So it's on the weekly chart. So we did put in a lower low and a lower low here, but is this the bottom, or will we get a continuation? Will we come back up from here, or will we see lower price action? Because right now, the trend could potentially be changing. With this being the low, if this is the low right here, this could be a higher low, getting ready to stair step our way out of this downwards falling wedge, break out of this, flip resistance to support before we see a massive move to the upside. So that's a weekly candle. We'll see by the end of next week probably if we come lower than this previous level right here, which is the 0.4 level. If we put in a lower low, then the trend's your friend to the end. Right now, you got to be patient because you don't quite know what this price action is going to do. Bitcoin Dominance is still stair-stepping its way up, right over 54%. If we zoom into this price action, we had a wick up to really the 54.2% level, and we did not put in a higher high yet. This is acting as a major level of resistance, the 53.92%, but the candle body right now is above it. So this looks good. This is on the monthly chart. Are we going to have a continuation to the upside? Will the ETF be responsible to make this candle blast up to higher price action? Time will tell. And then we've showed you this chart as well. We showed you the target of 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. This is very similar to this chart right here, but this would be 100, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million. We're currently at this 100,000 level. So are we going to see the 100,000? That's most likely in the cards. But looking at the RSI, this is what we want you to pay attention to, because the RSI is telling us a story too. Note this downwards resistance from this white line, this white resistance. This is the mid-cycle relief rally from the bear market before we have a cool off. This happens every time. And this white line has been respected as resistance every single time pre-halving, right here And look where we are right now, right here. So each red box acted as resistance. Are we going to have another resistance level right here? And then are we going to have a cool off before we going into the halving, that's the blue line, before blasting up and making new all-time highs? If history's any indication, this could be what's in the cards, and Bitcoin could have that mid-cycle peak right where it's at. Or we could see more continuation, but you can't discount this. It's getting lower and lower each time. This downwards resistance has been respected. And right now, at the current time it's recording, we are right at it. Zooming into this price action, you see we're just kissing it. So could Bitcoin go higher? Yes, but you have to look at history. Zooming out on the charts, on the RSI, you can't discount this. And looking where each red box is, each time we had a pullback, 40% pullback. We had a 38% pullback. Right here, we had a 53% pullback. So is it time for that pullback right now before we have a continuation? Time will definitely tell. And then this is the main thing you want to pay attention to. Look at this, Bitcoin interest. No one's talking about Bitcoin in retail. We're still at 19. We're not at euphoric levels when everybody's talking about Bitcoin. No one's still thinking about this. This is an indication that we're just getting started. The fun really hasn't started yet. And you can see per the altcoin market cap, this is the total 3 market cap. You see that we have this 1, 2 double bottom, a blast off, cool off before a continuation. 1, 2 double bottom, a blast off, cool off before continuation. When we see continuation, how much higher will we go? Will we see this price action blast up to, another 800% move to the upside, $3 to $4 trillion? We could see this by the end of 2025. Keep this in mind. And without further ado, let's finish this video with what advice that gentleman had with why you should not be in real estate right now. Check it out.
Landlords, probably something for you guys to think about very seriously. As a former landlord to current landlords out there, if you're smart, you'll start selling off these properties as quickly as you can. That'd be my suggestion. I'm straight giving you financial advice on this one. That you should probably get out of the rental property business for a number of different reasons. But the biggest ones are that median household income. I'm going to do the math for you because I think a lot of you don't know how to do math. That's the only thing I can think of. You guys went to the seminar at the airport Marriott, and you heard the guru tell you can get rich in rental properties and what have you. And it's I've just seen too many people do this kind of stuff, and they get themselves into an industry about which they know nothing. And then they start worse is not they lose money, they start making money. And now all of a sudden it's going to be like this forever. And no. So I'm going to break it down for you really quickly. Median household incomes are still $75,000, just under. For those of you that are thinking, well, you can get $3,200 a month for these rental properties, you're not going to get that. And then also on top of that, people are going to they're going to stop paying credit cards. Here's how triage works. They're going to stop paying credit cards first, then it'll be car payments, and then it'll be, whatever else they can cut out of their budget, right? They've already cut their food budget. They're already cutting all these things out. They're cutting out insurance. They're cutting out all these different things. And this is what's going to end up happening. And eventually you're going to be on the ass end of the pyramid on this one. And it's going to hit you guys all at once. Now, the theory is for most landlords out there, like, well, no, I'll just try and stick with the higher end people. Well, first of all, the higher end people are going away, right? Higher end people, not only that, the higher end people, they can just go buy houses. Well, the higher end renters, like, well, okay, remember, credit scores are going to start suffering. So that means you're either going to rent to a bunch of illegals, okay, they're going to probably trash your house, or you're going to end up renting to people with like 420 credit scores, and like by default, right? Because if you're going to try and go by credit score, remember, credit scores are going to continue to start falling. That's just going to continue as things get worse and worse and worse. Because remember, median household income 75,000. That means that half of the country is below that. That means that half of the people are below that. That's how averages and medians work. So that's the first part of that. The idea that, well, no, there's more expansion going on. No, there's not. Birth rates don't support it. The birth rates don't support it. 1.63 birth rate in the U.S. right now. And by the time they do it again, it's probably going to be 1.4 or lower. That's just me speculating. But if I had to speculate, it's getting even worse than that. So no, you're not going to have this boom. Remember, we're regressing to the mean. I've covered this. You're regressing to the mean, and when you regress to the mean, well, that means that it means you need to get out, right? Everybody I know of that was sophisticated in real estate got out of it. They got out of it like years ago because they knew what was coming. And for you guys that are like, no, equity doesn't really help you if you're in a negative ROI situation. It doesn't really help you. And all equity is, by the way, is just government printing money. Your property is not worth any more than that. Oh, you might have some select real estate and some select deals here and there that might actually work out. They might actually pencil, but that's rare. I'm talking to the overall number of you out there that got yourself as deep in all these Airbnbs and rental houses, thinking that you're going to make a killing. You're going to have to start bringing your prices down, not up. Well, I can't because the taxes are going up. Yeah, I know. This is why I'm telling you probably should fire sale these things and get out of them now before everybody is forced to fire sale them, or just drop the keys off at the bank and say, here, it's your problem now. Fuck you. And that's coming too. So like, well, no, wages will come up. Wages are not going to come up. Not fast enough. Not for all of this. So my suggestion for the landlords out there, for any landlords that follow me, like, dude, I would get the hell out of it. I would get out of the industry and go find something else to do. Go find something else to do with your money. There are lots of other things out there. Dude, any hard asset, but I would avoid real estate like the plague right now.
So what is an alternative you can get? You can get Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only asset that there's no third-party counter risk. So keep this in mind. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today, and I'm out.